Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I want to talk more about Miss Robyn Dixon and this scandal surrounding her and her husband, okay? But we're more so going to be talking about what NeNe Leakes had to say about her. Okay. All right, because NeNe had me over here chuckling, honey, when I was listening to her over on the Breakfast Club. But before we get into the things that NeNe said about Robyn, I want to touch on what she mentioned about her son. Now, her son, Brent, took to TikTok earlier this week to do, I guess like a trending video, and it definitely ended up going viral, okay? He pretty much was about to throw something in the trash, and he says, if I miss this basket, then I'm gay. So once he missed the basket, he ended up, snapping his fingers and doing this little twist or whatnot and kind of walking off. So that led everybody to believe that Brent was gay, and he has come out and he has admitted it. When I say social media was in a frenzy, they were in a frenzy, okay? This news did get back to NeNe Leakes, and she actually, addressed it over on the Breakfast Club, where she was pretty much dispelling whatever rumors were out there. But it was interesting because she definitely put a hand clap under the post that some of the blogs ended up making. So it was like, NeNe, is he gay or is he not gay? Because you're saying one thing on Breakfast Club and you're doing another on social media. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just play what it is NeNe had to say, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts shortly after.
Well, so my son hit the blogs this weekend. Everybody was hitting me up. I was out of town, and I get all these text messages. Oh my God, Brent came out. He's gay. And I was like, he is?
You didn't know? You didn't know?
No.
Really?
And Brent is not gay. He did some popular TikTok trend, and everybody is calling us up about if he's gay or not. Is Brent gay? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, so it's not true. He didn't come out.
Well, not to my knowledge. He called me up and he was like, Mom, everybody's asking me if I'm gay because I did this TikTok video thing. And I say, it's okay. I mean, if you are gay, it's fine with me. And he was like, okay, I'm not gay, Mom. And then, just all of my friends were calling him and calling me, concerned if he's gay or not. I didn't really know what's the big deal.
Why didn't you just ask him, NeNe? Say,
why do I have to
really
ask?
Gay?
You know what I say? What I said to myself, I need to ask, like, are you gay? Like, that doesn't make any sense. What I like to say to people is, your happiness is the most important thing, right?
That's true.
So whatever makes you happy. If my son today said that he was gay, I'm 100% okay with it. He has it would be almost like he said, do you want some tea? It would mean absolutely nothing to me. I believe that your happiness is the most important thing.
Right.
So that's just how I see it.
And the TikTok challenge was he was shooting a basket.
Yeah.
And it says, if you miss, I'm gay or something like that. And he missed. The same thing Madonna did back like a couple of months ago.
So is Madonna gay too?
I think so.
You just said it don't matter.
I think
But I was
Madonna
just asking.
That's why I
she said two. She said Madonna gay too? You just threw him in
but
there.
As far as my son is concerned, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
I get you.
I've been through so many things in life. I do know how much your happiness is important.
Where is Brent?
I'm sorry?
That's not Brent right there, is it?
No.
Brent is in Atlanta.
Okay.
No, he's
thought
in
he was like
Atlanta. He's
6'4".
23. Yeah, he's
got you,
really
got you,
tall.
got you.
Yeah.
So we all just heard Miss NeNe pretty much denounce the fact that her child is indeed gay. Although she says if he is, it is absolutely okay with her. The fact that she put 2 when they were talking about Madonna, and she was like 2, it made me think like, well, is he gay and you guys are just not ready to let us know that? If so, that is your personal business. You could do whatever it is that you want to do with that. It definitely had me questioning things, right? But I will say right out the gate, in all honesty, I don't believe that Brent is gay until he says something to truly confirm it. I don't believe that he's gay. Do I believe that he was seeking a bit of clout, he and his mama? Yeah, I do. I mean, of course, she's NeNe Leakes. I mean, what clout do she really need? But I feel like this. Whenever things die down with NeNe and we're not really talking about her or discussing her much, she makes sure that she comes out of the woodworks with something. She'll either go live on Instagram and she'll drop some tea regarding, the case that she had going on with Andy or continue to have going on with Andy, or she'll say something or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? So NeNe would always come out, okay? When it's too quiet and nobody's really talking about NeNe, she'll make sure to show her face. So I feel like that's pretty much what this situation was. I think her son was just looking for an opportunity to go viral, and he did. It's not going to take a whole lot for him to do a whole lot because of who his mom is. So yeah, he was looking for a moment. He went viral. NeNe attached herself to that by putting the hand claps in the comments and then turned around and pretty much denied everything over on the Breakfast Club. I don't know. It was just perfect timing. shocking considering the fact that right after that happened, we ended up getting an announcement letting us know that Miss NeNe Leakes was going to be the guest host of The Breakfast Club. So it's giving a bit of sketch, but either way, congratulations and good luck. Now I want to move on and I want to talk about this Robyn Dixon situation. Everybody is discussing it. Someone came out and said that they had, you know, a meetup, link up situation going on with Robyn's husband. Robyn addressed it all on the podcast with Giselle. Then she turned around and addressed more in detail over on Patreon. Okay. Now that this is indeed a hot topic and Miss NeNe Leakes is formerly a housewife of Atlanta, she decided to speak on the situation. And she pretty much referenced Miss Robyn as Starless girl. She pretty much said this lady ain't got no star quality and pretty much called out all of the remaining ladies for lacking star quality. And I must say it definitely was a chuckle. And I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys check out some of what Miss NeNe Leakes had to say.
Yeah, Real Housewives of Potomac, Robyn Dixon addresses allegation of Juan Dixon cheating. The Real Housewives of Potomac cast member Robyn Dixon recently admitted that her husband Juan Dixon did in fact have an affair with a woman while they were engaged. And that is one of the reasons why their wedding was delayed. Last week, a woman came forward alleging that she had a relationship with Juan during the pandemic, and she literally had receipts to prove it. Ooh, honey. Yes, for the Starless Robyn Dixon, child.
What?
Starless, honey.
Starless?
Starless.
What the hell does that mean, NeNe?
Like, these girls on these shows are just not stars. Like, if you really look at it, all of the stars that were on any of these franchises, they took them off. And everybody that's left is Starless. Now, gone.
But I thought that show got high ratings.
Does it?
I don't know.
When last time you looked at those ratings, honey? Those ratings are
So
NeNe, stop. Don't do that.
Do you watch the show? You don't watch that show?
I don't watch the show. I watch the clips, though, that come down social media. But I'm not really a TV watcher. I don't watch TV at all.
Okay.
Well, they spoke about it on the Reasonably Shady podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. Okay.
Oh.
2 stars, Robyn and Giselle. I think they're stars.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then.
Wow. you the one that's reasonably shady. Lord, completely shady. That'd be the name of NeNe podcast. Lord have mercy.
Well, you think they stars. I mean, okay.
We gonna listen to the audio?
Awkward.
Forward talking about she and Juan dated during COVID. And she shows this like hotel receipt with his name on it. First of all, I was aware of the situation before we filmed season 7.
Right.
Now, yes, Juan was an idiot and communicated with this woman on Instagram, you know, because I mean, whatever. He's bored. He needs attention. He's, it's the pandemic, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
However, they did not date. He did not fly her anywhere.
Right.
And there is a reason why his name is on a hotel receipt. Was trying to bribe Juan and told her that she was going to become famous off of us. But so anyway, it was something that we dealt with and we're moving forward.
So the side piece was going to become famous off of them, but are they famous?
Who? Robyn and Giselle?
No, I think she's talking about her.
Her and her husband.
Yeah, her and her husband. She said that the lady was going to become famous.
Off of them.
And I was like, are they famous? Is the question.
Yes. Robyn and Giselle on the
They're
Real
not
Housewives of Potomac.
famous. They may be
They got a
known.
hit podcast.
There's a difference between famous and known.
That's true. I agree with
And
that.
so I don't know about famous, but maybe it's known for a minute.
So do you think is Giselle famous?
No.
Okay, Candy is famous.
Man, cut it out, NeNe. Now you just hate NeNe.
I am not hating. I'm just telling y'all the truth.
Come on now.
But I tell you, there's a difference between famous and being known.
There is.
That's all.
I thought a lot of them on the Real Housewives franchises were famous.
They all famous?
I would think so, especially on the Potomac in Atlanta.
They're famous?
I thought so.
Oh my God.
Candy is famous.
Yes.
Escape, Candy. Okay, but never mind.
You something else, NeNe.
I haven't even said anything. I'm just looking at y'all. Say what now? Just tell me again. Okay, well, I will give Candy, yeah. But everyone else, I don't see it.
Hey, man,
I
subscribe to the
think they're
Reasonably
known.
Shady podcast.
Oh, you just saying it because that's yours.
That ain't mine. We partners. But
Okay, you
salute to
still
the
you're a
Reasonably
part
Shady.
of it.
Did you watch New York Housewives?
Who was even on that show? I think they got rid of the whole entire cast and they have a new cast.
Ebony
out
K.
now.
Williams was on the show.
She was on it.
I don't know her either.
She'll be here this
Now,
week.
is she famous or is she known?
I mean,
Now you
That's a good
confused.
question.
NeNe that is a great
That's a
question.
good question.
I don't know what that applies to with them, but that's
She's
a great
known.
question.
She's known.
She's known.
Yeah.
And she might be famous to some. I think fame is subjective, right? Like there's people that are famous, like Beyonce's famous.
Yeah,
We all know
Beyonce's,
that.
yeah, when you think of famous, I think of Beyonce.
But then everybody else is subjective because you can be walking through the mall with your 14-year-old and she might lose it over a TikTok star. So that TikTok star is famous to them. You know what I
Right,
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's all subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
guess,
so anyway.
honey. I guess, child. Well, anyway, since Envy and Charlamagne says Robyn is famous,
stop? Why are you
I
doing
take it back, Robyn. Famous Robyn Dixon and Juan Dixon.
Oh, my
Sorry. My
Man,
fault.
subscribe to the Reasonably Shady podcast
You said
on the
that
Black
already.
Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network, hosted by two people I think are stars, Robyn and Giselle. And that's why
Yes.
podcasts are important because you can control your own narrative. And I'm sure Robyn will be addressing NeNe Starless claims.
Well, I could care less, honey. Go right ahead.
I find this so funny because they really didn't talk much about Robyn and Juan at all. Child, they only talked about the term starless and how Miss Robyn is lacking the stars as well as Miss Giselle, okay? NeNe calls out everybody that's remaining on the show. So I guess since Portia has left, since Phaedra has left, I can't think of who else has left. I guess Lisa Rinna has left. Some of the ladies have left. So she feels like all of the ladies that had star power, star quality are no longer a part of the show and everybody else is just there. I have to say Miss NeNe was definitely a kiki and a cackle when I was listening to this. I was truly laughing, okay? I kind of like that she took a few shots at some of the ladies that, are starless. For real, they are. I do feel like Miss Kenya Moore is a star and I definitely believe that Kandi Burruss is a star. And Kandi was a star before we even knew who a NeNe was, in all honesty. So I do feel like NeNe was slick, dry hating in that moment. You feel what I'm saying? She definitely was giving off a bit of hate. And I'm sure if she got the opportunity to run back to set for Real Housewives of Atlanta, she would run and literally drop her mic at Breakfast Club just to get down here to be on set. For real. You know what I'm saying? But girl, don't be trying to shade Miss Kandi Burruss and take anything from her. Y'all are gonna stop trying to play on Miss Candy's head top and understand that she was in the game and she was a star before a lot of y'all were stars, and y'all have to accept that and be okay with that because that was the road that God had laid out for her. So you can't be mad about that. You feel what I'm saying? But all in all, girl, I'm with you when you call a thing when it comes to Miss Robyn. Girl, it is giving starless. It's quite hilarious if you ask me, okay? Now, another thing I want to talk about real quickly was I got a chance to listen to Carlos King's podcast as he talked about the Robyn Dixon situation, and I know that he was completely upset with how Bravo, okay, the production team, as well as Robyn, has handled this very strong storyline, according to him, that could have been a part of the show. He says if she's not going to discuss it on next season, then what's the point? Because he's not going to be interested. He'll stick with Real Housewives of Miami. Listen, Real Housewives of Miami is definitely giving. I'm not really reviewing the show, but just to know, I am definitely watching it because the girls are interesting. They're giving. Now, I do have a disagreement. I do not understand why Dr. Nicole is sitting right next to Andy at the reunion. Girl, she did not give us a whole lot until towards the latter part of the season. You're not going to play on our head tops like that. You feel what I'm saying? If anybody was in some mess, it wouldn't be her, okay? I was over here trying to think of the ladies' names, but just to know it wouldn't be her, okay? I think Larsa would have been one, and I think Lisa would have been one, and then the other blonde-haired lady that I can't think of, and she just got married recently. I don't forgot her name, but listen, those are the three that could have been sitting next to you, Andy. Not no doggone Dr. Nicole, okay? She tried it, but I really liked how she uninvited Lisa. I'm not mad at that, okay? But we're going to go ahead and move on. If you're watching the show, you know what it is that I'm talking about. But back to Carlos real quick, okay? So he definitely definitely touched on the Robyn situation. He definitely was upset about that. He feels like nobody should be comparing Potomac to Atlanta. He also goes on to talk about if anybody was withholding tea, on his show, that he would pretty much fire them. They would be without a job. Okay. That's just very interesting, because now it makes me wonder, are we going to see Destiny? Because Destiny is a person that has been given multiple chances and has yet to bring any value to the show, in my personal opinion. So will the video that he just did age well with us not seeing Destiny in the coming seasons on Love and Marriage Huntsville? Okay. He went on to label his cast members, but he labeled all of the primary cast members and says that he wished any of them would think that they're going to miss out on sharing their storyline on actual television, take it to their podcast for profit, and then also send it over to a Patreon. He said he wished they would, because they would not be working for him. And, I do feel like Destiny is no longer a part of the show, and that's me basing my thoughts from, a sit-down review that he had with Dustin, and also another sit-down review that he had over there with DJ Richie Sky. It was more so like an interview, and there were certain terms that Carlos used, certain things that he said, which led me to believe that Destiny is likely not going to be a part of the show. Okay. But when you hear Destiny talk, she makes it seem like they're filming and she hasn't filmed yet, as though she's still a part of the cast, but she just has yet to film. I'm not sure what's going on, but if she's not going to be on the show, I would definitely love it. All I want to say is, Carlos said a lot of things about Potomac and how he wasn't featuring this and featuring that. And I just hope that we see that reflect over on Love and Marriage Huntsville when it comes to certain cast members that are over there. Because let's be honest, although Real Housewives of Potomac, to him may have been like a horrible season this year, for me, Love and Marriage Huntsville this season was the worst. Like, it was terrible. It was nobody on the main cast really bringing real tea outside of Kimmy's, health situation and the ongoing issues with Melody and Martell. Ongoing. All right. But what else is going on? Marceau and Tisha's storyline continuing to be about Melody and what she got going on and stuff. And if anything, Miss Wanda was giving more. All of the people that are not main cast members were doing more than the actual cast members. So at some point, Love and Marriage Huntsville definitely got off their rocker and they got out of order. Some things was off. Okay. So hopefully they had that sit down meeting. As he said, he met with them for 7-8 hours, whatever the case was. They pulled it together so that they can bring us a much, much better show. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick, because he definitely spoke on Real Housewives of Potomac. All right. I want you guys to go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything that we just discussed. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.